everybody, and welcome back to my Minecraft hardcore world. Last week we built the chicken farm, which is fully up and running now, because I left it off last week with just, I think it had like 3 chickens in it, and that was about it. So it's now fully functioning. As you can see, it's got some chicks in, throwing out eggs. It's the max entity is in that box now, which is 24, and I got some chicks and starting to make some chicken. So that's working good. Very good. I need to put the person who recommended its name on. I think it was. I'll check when I'm up there, and I'll get to that. I believe it was Devin Frederick that recommended that build, but I still want to double check and make sure I have that correct as we go up our beautiful staircase, which I won't spoil it yet. Well, I say I won't spoil it yet. You already know. You've seen the thumbnail. It's kind of part of today's build because I will be building something around it. Some new ideas. So yep, layer by layer said waterfall under bridge, which is what we're doing today. And then what will be going with this build, Danny said build a secret base behind the waterfall and put another portal in it. So that's, I'm not sure how big I'm gonna go with that, but this will probably be a who knows how much, 2 maybe 3 week-long project. I'm gonna start this week by building the waterfall, and then maybe next week we'll carve out the thing and get the build the secret base back behind it, or maybe it will only be 2 weeks. I don't know, we'll see. But these 2 ideas are going to be the next few weeks worth of projects: waterfall, then the secret base with another portal room, and then Ty Greg said build a mansion on top of he said just mansion on top of hill, so I put on top of Cherry Hill because my thought is my big house that I'm gonna one day is going to be on that mountain. So we will be building quite the mansion on that. And my personal idea, I almost should put my own idea on the idea board, is to connect them with a bridge. That's probably also going to be a multi-week long project because that's quite the build. I don't know if I have it in me to build a build like that in 1 week. So, or I can always throw it out there, the idea of something like that. Would it be more interesting if I just maybe didn't upload 1 week and then the following week have like a 30 to 40 minute video and have it all in one, and I kind of just like put 2 weeks worth of effort into building a project? I don't know yet, because how I want to do things. So first, let's start with running through how I want to do the waterfall. So the plan is I want it to be almost like a river cutting through the mountain. I don't know if I'll build a river today or not. I probably won't. But for example, these logs are like the start point. So like, let's say, I'm just trying to think for simplicity, this should probably just go. So the river is going to run through like here. Let's make this a river. This will be just a good little starting point. I'll eventually put some sand and stuff around it. And then, yeah, we'll probably have it, flow down a little bit. So like, this is the starting point of a river. And then it's going to go down here. It's going to flick. It's kind of like a waterfall. He'll be like a little mini drop of the waterfall. It'll drop down here. And then it'll continue to flow down to here, where it will then be an actual proper waterfall. It will drop down to this. I'm going to cut the back of this out, and it's going to flow down behind the bridge. And then, can I get around here as a better example? And then it'll flow down here, and it will kind of just run. I don't quite know yet how I'm going to continue the river. That's where I mean the river, now that I think about it, will also now probably be its own week, because channeling and whatnot, I don't know. It's also just kind of one of those things that will probably get put on the back burner and will get done at some point. I can only do so much in 1 week. So thought is, I know the first question would be, why would you have the waterfall here and not make it up there at the big spot? And I would agree with you that that would probably be the bigger waterfall spot, but then there's that big hump. And I feel like the way the mountain flows, I like it better having it there. That's my personal opinion. So when I do build the secret base, I'm probably going to have to build a tunnel angling in, or angling in and down a little bit, which I might do. So for now, I think we're going to just get started with just kind of building the way the river and the waterfall is going to flow down the mountain, and then just kind of see how it goes, conforming it. It's almost just going to be a trial and error thing, and then the hope is that by the end of the episode, we'll be pouring water, and you guys can watch it flow all the way down to the bottom. So let's get up there. The hard part with doing like a river mountain like this as well is I almost need to create like a spring point. Like, where does the river start? Because water flows downhill. Flowing downhill from the top of a mountain, it has to start somewhere. It's just kind of how it works. I know it's a video game, there's no logic or any thought process behind that kind of stuff within a video game. But for me, I want there to be like somewhat of a thought process behind it. So I kind of have to think about that kind of stuff. Because then the thought here is we can kind of cut this point down. And we're kind of just going to make it flow in the way you think that a river would flow. If that makes any sense to you or not. Actually, if it makes any sense to you, you're already farther than I am, so I'll give you props to that. That's great. You have a higher understanding than I do, and I'm the one making the build. I need to control the flow in a way that fits with the mountain. I think let's go with what I was saying. I'm gonna do the first mini waterfall drop. Water flowing like creates erosion, so over time, it's supposed to have made this like hollowed out a little bit. So the water is going to drop down at a steeper rate than the original mountain was. So it's going to be more like this. Looks about right. It's hard when I have no water in yet, but I kind of want to leave the water for last because I feel like that's kind of part of the fun of this, is that the water is going to be going in last. And then at this point, mine out the actual channel of the river. We're kind of just following this, kind of just a flow. I might even then make some spots like 2 blocks deep or whatnot. Right now, we're just kind of waiting. Like once the water's in, I can kind of process a little better how I want this to look. We just kind of mine this all out. Like right here could be a good 2 deep spot. And then maybe we can do like a 3 there. There's coal, which I will probably eventually mine out the riverbed. It might be an off-camera thing, it might not. But I'll probably end up, putting some seagrass in there, the underwater grass. Throw in some sand and whatnot, and gravel, and make it feel like a river. Make it feel homey, nice. And now we're at the official big part of the drop-off. So I realized that I did this, but that's part of why I can't do this yet, is because I will be filling this in to an extent and putting water on top. I don't want it to be motionless, though. I don't want the water to be motionless. Because I could fill in every single one of these water blocks, but then it has no run to it. And it's supposed to be a river, so it's supposed to flow. If I break these right now, then it's going to just drop into there, and then it won't flow over top. So I got to break stuff after. I kind of had a plan, but yet, as all my stuff goes, plans kind of fall apart. So we kind of just have to make do with what we got. I like a roundness in this game. It sounds so weird coming from someone playing Minecraft, but there's something about making the blocks like have like a conformed roundness to it, so that when you're building and when you're terraforming, I like the thought of the build and the terraformation having almost a smoothness, everything. Like I don't like 2 block high, like that stuff, like that looks weird, even though I think everyone kind of can understand what I'm saying and where I'm getting at. When it comes out below this, so back here, for example, let's just think here for a second. Let's think farther down. When this comes down here, it's going to be 2 back. Maybe be 2 back up there, but then it flows into a 1 back, because I want the water to be right up against the bridge. Like when you're walking up this bridge, you're gonna walk right past this. Kind of gut this down so that this can be like a straight vertical drop here for a little bit. But then it'll go back into a more controlled flow as it kind of flows down the mountain. So far, we have really cut out a pretty cool looking, I don't know, like river waterfall passage. Like this is such a good idea, and it was Layer by Layer who recommended it, and then Danny with the co-recommendation, that's what we're gonna call it. He said the same thing. He gave the same idea. I don't know if he saw the previous comment and built off of it, or if he was also just his. But for both the comments, great ideas. Like this is such a cool looking way to, like, I don't know, aesthetic up the world, because I love world aesthetic. That is one thing that I'm very much going for in this world, is trying to keep the aesthetic pretty well intact. I almost went like full right here, but then I'm trying to understand how the water would flow, because really in this it wouldn't just flow straight down, because the mountain curves this way, so more than likely the river's going to curve with it because of how I came in. So I'm trying to keep that same level of erosion. Like that's how the river would have been after it cut through this mountain. However many years ago when the river started. That's gonna look really cool once the water's in. Even though, I need to remove that stone. Everywhere there's stone, it needs to be grass. I can't have cobblestone. So we're gonna kind of just finish out where this river goes. So it's just gonna kind of come to a stop right here for now. I don't know. I'm trying to kind of tweak how I think it looks and how I like it. So I'm gonna go through real quick and replace every cobblestone with grass, and then I think we can start putting some water in and hopefully give you guys a nice little reveal of the water. So I'll be back once all this cobblestone is grass. Looking at the way the mountain is up here, I didn't like the way the cobblestone was down here. When you're coming up the mountain, there is cobblestone exposed. I guess it's just stone. But there is exposed stone. So the way the mountain looks, I think I might just leave this stone up here exposed, because I think it might be alright. Well, maybe for some of this. Or actually, no, that really should have been stone there. Alright, because of that, we just gotta rework with that, because I think that should have been stone. But this can be grass. Because there is exposed stone up here to the point that I think it's enough that I can say we're gonna let it go. So this is clearly a riverbed, I would say. I would personally say this is pretty obviously a riverbed. You could tell that it's gonna be, that it would flow down through here. And then, yeah, you can just kind of see the way that this flows. Through here is where it gets a little rocky of how this is gonna flow into this. Which means I need to go get myself some water and set up an infinite water source up top there. And gonna start pouring water, and we're gonna kind of adjust as the flowage begins. Because once the flowing starts and the river is forming, then I can kind of go back and guide the water in a way to speak. Man, I shouldn't have put that pillager banner there. Every time I spot it, I think that it's a raiding party, and it's quite absurd. Because, as you can see, I've gotten a ton of the banners, so I just put one over there because I was bored. Because while I was sitting here, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I was sitting here for quite a bit of time getting chickens, and I was like attempting the AFK. The amount of times I would look over and see a raiding party like right over here, there was like 5 of them in the span of like maybe 20 minutes. It was absurd. I could not believe my eyes. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that, but I just was lost as to why I just kept getting hit with raiding parties. There's so many of them. Back to the other part of it, like the more important thing that we're doing. We're gonna go back up to the top of the mountain, build an infinite water source, and then we're gonna start pouring some water. All right, from here, even though I'm pretty sure I can build the infinite water source. Yeah, out of just this little spot, right? I'm trying to get at what kind of flowage I want here. So where there's spots like this where it's not flowing, I kind of want to see like that works there. And it is. Look at that. It is starting to flow. Yeah, I didn't have enough storage space because of all the dirt and that stuff that I got. So from here, where it's a little iffy at how this flows, really we want that to flow there, probably, preferably, and then even one right there, preferably. Because this is also the hard part of trying to understand how I want it to look. Because like I don't want water to not be cascading from there. There should be water, and then even right here, like I don't like the way that that's flowing. It shouldn't be flowing. Shouldn't be flowing that way. It should be flowing. Getting proper flowage, and this is a lot harder than I thought it would be. Corners really need water to kind of combat this, like, it's like they're flowing into the corner. But once again, like I said, I don't want every single spot to have water, because if every single spot has water, then it's just going to be like a stagnant stream. Right up here could just be the start point. I could just say this is where the spring is, or maybe even put like a pipe or something that kind of like gives the illusion, because there's your first waterfall, which that actually just is perfect, just like that. And then, yeah, just kind of, I'm going to just continue to guide this water down into this fall. How are we looking? Oh my goodness, it's almost perfect. Is it perfect? Is it just flowing exactly how I want it to flow? It may be. Oh my, that's awesome. Even though the water is really clear in this shader, I might do a little bit of digging and seeing if I can find a different shader that can make the water look a little bit better, because I don't like how glass clear this water is. In a flowing, rushing waterfall like this, this water shouldn't be so crystal clear. Like, it's just not it. So, but overall, that is gonna be the waterfall. Very, very happy with how it, like, my riverbed that I carved out was almost perfect. Like, I got the top kind of in place how I wanted it to be, and then it just kind of everything else fell into place, and there's the waterfall. I hate how much cave systems, like, there's a skeleton below me. I don't know where. All I know is there was one below me, because there's massive cave systems just scattered all under the ground underneath my base. Like, there's just so much caves. It's so obnoxious. I guess, I don't know if it's a bad trouble to have or a good trouble to have. I personally don't like it because I don't care about going into caves because I really haven't done much mining in this world. I've very much limited my cave process in exploration. Like, I mined in the cave one time. It was for a video. That footage got corrupted. That video is nowhere to be found. I don't even remember what happened in that video because that was a long time ago and footage is gone. So who even cares? Once again, we just want to come back up here. I am just great, better flowing. If once again, if that's the right way to say it. I don't want to make it look a little better. It does seem like this is probably going to be the spot that it starts at. Maybe I'll even turn this into like a lake. Build like a little mountain lake. There we go. Much better. Even though it's becoming kind of stagnant, but that it's a little bit stagnant there, and then it flows again. So even though this spot feels a little weird, but that's kind of just maybe if we just remove that, it might just need removed. That makes it look weird. And then I am probably gonna go back through like this spot. That broke you. You need some more petals to kind of just give the flower cherry blossom feel. Anywhere I ruined needs new cherry blossoms. I always forget to do that. There's a reason why I keep them. I don't want to get rid of cherry blossoms because I can always place them back down to continue giving the cherry blossom. Like right here, I think I work some of this. Get some cherry blossoms. Alright, back to the waterfall. And once again, this is exactly what I wanted. Just a rush, even though, where was it? It was like right here that I thought. Go for like that feel. If that's the case, take that subsequently. Continue into like that. And now once the water's flowing down, it just kind of, it fits. Look at that. That's gorgeous. It's in the name. It's falling water. And then every time I run up this bridge now, I'm gonna run right by this waterfall. Oh, actually, the real thought is that I could even carve like something out behind the waterfall, even though, you know, water in this game doesn't really work that way, so I might not be allowed to. But that this is probably gonna be the spot where the secret base is gonna go in. So like you're gonna come right past here, and more than likely we'll have like a doorway there or something. There'll be it. I gotta really work on the entrance. So between now and next episode, my genius brain is gonna be very much brainstorming how I'm gonna be building the secret entrance, because there will be one. There will definitely be one. Not sure what it's gonna look like, but it'll happen. It'll happen one way or another. I'll come up with it. Don't you worry. I will be a-thinking. And that there, folks, is the waterfall done and dusted and all built and nice and looking. It's water. I think it looks really nice. It's gonna look even nicer once I spruce it up. I'm a huge fan of the way that kind of just cascades down, and then just the curving of the water itself as it kind of flows down. I love it. I think it looks great. It was definitely a very good idea recommended to me. Let's see if we get a chicken. No. Okay. So, okay. That's probably all about we got time for this week. Next week, I will be starting working on the secret base behind it, even though secret base, they say, as I show everybody who has any knowledge of this world exactly where it's going to be. So it's not much of a secret, but it's a secret in our hearts. So yeah, that's pretty much all we got time for. Very fun building this waterfall. Another one of my more fun builds that I've had time doing. Same thing, kind of coexisting with the stairway, and the stairway was also one of my more favorites. That video did extremely well, and I guess I didn't even mention it last week. Thank you guys for all the support and any support you guys have been giving. It's meant a lot to me, and it's been amazing seeing it. Like, I didn't really expect this much from this series when I started it. I've attempted to do YouTube stuff in the past, and kind of all just, I don't know, I do it and I kind of just stop. Whereas with this, I've actually kept going because I've enjoyed it, and I've been getting support from a community that has been amazing. And so, as we continue to work on this world, piece by piece, brick by brick, every single week, and make it slowly come along, and then hopefully I can maybe eventually invest more time into it. But time being, we do what we can each week. Like, it feels like, once again, not a giant, like, from week to week, it is not a punch in the face with the build. Like, you don't be like, oh my word, what did he do last week? I missed a week, what happened? But it's enough each week that it's like, it adds up. Like, the first week that when I first came back, because I think I did a couple videos on this world a while ago, then stopped, and then I came back. The first week of when I came back, which was about 4 months ago, you look at that compared to now, there's been a lot. This whole section over here, like, this wasn't here, bridge wasn't there, waterfall wasn't there, mob farm wasn't there. Like, I just gotta keep adding stuff, and the world's gonna keep growing, community keeps growing. Thank you guys for all the support. I really appreciate it, and I hope I see you next week. If you like the video, feel free to subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and I'll see you next Sunday, hopefully, and peace out.